Chapter 11. When you study it, it is a lot is happening. John is given a reed to measure the temple, and he says, or he is told, not to measure the court, because it is given unto the Gentiles, where the Antichrist, he set up his kingdom in Jerusalem, or his seat. And then you see the two witnesses appear, and in chapter 11 you read that they are the two olive trees, and you read their description, how they are described. You get to find out that they are there for the first 3.5 years of the tribulation. They will be preaching, they will be prophesying, and no one could stand against them. They will be given power to kill anyone and everyone who wants to kill them. And then in the middle of the tribulation, that's after 3.5 years, they are overtaken by the beast. That's the Antichrist, and they will be killed, and they will be their bodies will not be buried. The people will not suffer that to happen. Everyone will be glad they are dead, because they have tormented them so much with their words. After 3.5 days, the Spirit of God enters them, and they are told to come up hither, and they ascend to heaven. And everyone sees them, and there is great fear on the people of the earth. And let's see, at the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the rest was afraid, and gave glory to the God of heavens. And then you read, the second woe is past. So the beginning, you see in chapter 11, you see the mentioning of the temple, you see the two witnesses. That's the beginning of the tribulation until the middle of it. And then you see that in the same hour there is an earthquake. That's a judgment. There is an earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and 7,000 people died. So that is also the second woe, along with in chapter 9 you see that the second woe includes this army. You remember the 4 angels who were loosed out of the great river Euphrates, when John sees they are loosed, he sees a great army, and this army kills a 1/3 part of men by fire, smoke, and brimstone. Along with that, you have in chapter 11 that the second woe is perhaps along with or after this great earthquake, where the 10th part of the city falls, and that's the city of Jerusalem, and 7,000 men died. That is the second woe. I believe chapter 11 is again looking from another angle to the beginning and the middle, and a little bit past the middle. And when the second woe is mentioned, you see that the 7th angel sounds the trumpet, and there is a lot happening. You hear voices, you hear thunderings, and you hear lightning. You see lightnings. God is giving glory, and he is worshipped. He is glorified. When the seventh angel sounds, this is said. And they were in verse 15, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of the world are become the kingdoms of our God and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. So we see a proclamation. It is done. It is done. This is it. The last woe, and now is everything of the Lord. The kingdom of God is coming on earth, and his dominion will be forever and ever. You see, thus you see the end of the tribulation here. The same scene we see in a much zoomed in context in later chapters. So we will go into that later on. But this is chapter 11. Chapter 11, you see the beginning of the tribulation once again from another angle, and you see the end of the tribulation again. So this was chapter 11. Thank you very much for watching.